NMH at 1 highlights the news making waves ranging from current affairs to community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the headlines. Lawmakers bemoan critical poverty levels in Namibia. Joint ventures superior due to augmented bargaining power. Nedbank hands 450,000 Namibian dollars for mobile planetarium. I am Ashwyn Mberi. Follow all our programs on oneup2.com or DSTV 285 or GoTV 25 in Namibia. Midday news update up next. World Antimicrobial Awareness Week is being commemorated today, and it kicked off in the rainy capital with a parade led by the Correctional Services Band marching down Independence Avenue this morning. This is an annual event celebrated from 18 to 24 November to improve awareness and understanding of antimicrobial resistance. In another update, in a collaborative effort to inspire the next generation, Nedbank handed over a total of 450,000 Namibian dollars for a mobile planetarium to the University of Namibia and the Africa Millimeter Telescope. The AMT team members have visited schools around the country to encourage school learners to pursue science and astronomy. Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia right after the break. Ndeshetelwa Shitenga, the Chief Development Planner at the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources, explored why joint ventures are a superior option, emphasizing the augmented bargaining power they provide, especially in the realm of vessels.
Empowered by the Marine Resources Act to say, in any event that it's not possible to allocate a fishing right to an individual, the minister can do so to a group of people. But then because we have also weighed our options to say which one is the much better option. So the ministry adopted to say joint ventures is a better option because you have increased bargaining powers. For example, when you see now, 2020 we have new rights holders. It means it's increasing volumes or increasing numbers of right holders. Because of the finite nature of the resources that we are operating with, we say no, you give each one a 200 or 500. So if they bring this 500 or 200 together, 5 of them, they will have a 1,000. That 1,000 will give them the leeway to increase their bargaining power when they are approaching the operators, because not everyone is having a vessel. So we are saying that it's also effective in quota administration. Instead of you, from a right holder's perspective, instead of you submitting 5 quota applications, you can submit one as a JV, with containing all the information of everyone. And then also that is making it easier for us as administrators to administrate these quotas application. It also enhances the technical expertise because there are those that have been in the fishing industry for long and there are those just joined. So if you bring the two in one room, they will be able to share the expertise. It will also increase the economics of scale. What do I mean by the economics of scale? It's just that you will bring, if you pull your resources together, you will be reducing much more on your input cost.
After the break, Namibian Sun leads us into the newspaper review segment.
Hi, Kambaripa.
Hi, Melissa.
You look upset. Is everything okay?
A healthcare worker refused to attend to me because I visited the healthcare facility without a guardian.
Healthcare workers are not allowed to do that. This sounds like a job for your shield of survival.
Huh?
Your rights, they're your superpowers. Your shield of survival is your right to life, health, nutrition, shelter, and an adequate standard of living.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
Leading us into the newspaper review, Namibian Sun reports that government has bought the latest Toyota Land Cruiser SUV for Prime Minister Sarako Ngelwa Amadila, similar to one purchased for Deputy Prime Minister Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa after both officials were involved in separate road accidents with their previous vehicles. Works Ministry spokesperson Julius Mgweda confirmed the purchases, which are understood to be in the combined region of $4 million Namibian, saying government had not replaced the vehicles that were involved in accidents. All People's Party acting President Nangolo Shumbwa is reportedly not wanted in the party, which he borrowed 330,000 Namibian dollars in 2019, helping it to secure 2 seats in parliament. One of those seats could soon become vacant if efforts to oust Shumbwa succeed. Now Maria Kamutali occupies the other. APP is so broke that it hasn't repaid Shumbwa to date, with another election looming for 2024. The party gets 500,000 Namibian dollars per quarter from parliament, equating to 2 million Namibian dollars annually for its 2 seats. Shumbwa was elected as the party's vice president following the sudden death of then party leader Ignatius Shihwameni. According to Republican, the Elolo abattoir in Oshakati has been closed. Meatco has withdrawn from the northern communal areas. The quarantine facilities at Omutomo, Maoe are dilapidated, and livestock farmers in Kunene, Omusati and Oshana have not been able to sell slaughter animals for over 11 years. According to a petition by the civil organization Lisha Empowerment and Development, the quarantine facilities have been unable to provide efficient service for almost 12 years due to dilapidated infrastructure. Page 3 of AZ reports that a worldwide audience can experience Namibia's animals and natural beauty through the lens of a young man who is sharing his life on a farm outside Windhoek on social media in the past year. Ruben Lambrecht's love of animals and the outdoors has earned him Instagram popularity, as well as the opportunity to do what he loves. More than 3 people watched the video that Ruben posted on his profile in January. The video shows how him and his cousin walk in the rain on a farm in the Khomas Hochland and seek shelter in a cave with a tame warthog. Sorry, that was the 3rd page of Republican. Now, AZ leads with an update on Ernst Lichtenstrasser's trial, which could not continue yesterday because he was admitted to intensive care after a purported overdose of an opiate medication. Now, Lichtenstrasser was convicted for the murders of Namibian Institute for Mining and Technology Director Eckhard Muller and his deputy Heimo Helvig. State prosecutor Antonia Verhoef said no details about his prognosis and possible future treatment are currently known. With a turnaround strategy, better internal controls, risk assessments, and a medium-term strategic plan for the next 15 years, the sputtering engine of the National Petroleum Corporation should get back on track and run at a steady pace up to turbo speed. With the suspension of longtime boss Ims Mulunga, the way now seems to be clear for new plans to develop into one of the largest entities in Southern Africa and to increase the shares of international oil and gas companies from the previous 10% to at least 15%. A new operating model is also to be introduced, although Ndeo Nyema did not provide details for the latter. Stay with us as we continue with the Namibian after the break. Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs Frans Kapofi and the Secretary to the Cabinet George Simata are among former SME bank directors who paid back money as penalty after liquidators accused them of being reckless and giving Zimbabwe national Enoch Kamushinda free rein to steal 200 million Namibian dollars from the bank. That's on the first page of the Namibian. On his page 3, the judge whom the Fish Shot Fishing Quota's fraud, corruption and racketeering case has been assigned wants the matter to proceed to trial in the first week of December. The Fish Shot trial should formally start with plea proceedings on 5 December. Acting Judge Moses Chinengo directed at the end of the latest pre-trial hearing for the 10 men charged in the case in the High Court at Windhoek Correctional Facility yesterday. Now, Ernst Lichtenstrasser, the man who shot his bosses at the Namibian Institute of Mining and Technology's entrance in 2019 in cold blood, allegedly tried to commit suicide in the holding cells at the Vindhoek Correctional Facilities. Now, during scheduled pre-sentencing proceedings yesterday, Vindhoek High Court Judge Christy Liebenberg read a letter from the intensive care unit at the Kadatura Intermediate Hospital, which indicated that he was admitted for an opioid overdose. On New Era's page 3, the High Commission of India in Namibia, in collaboration with the International Relations Ministry, commemorated the International Year of Millets, raising awareness for the importance of millets. Indian High Commissioner to India, Mandarapu Sabarayayudu, said within the ambit of the International Year of Millets, the joint event this week aims to raise awareness of the importance of millets and the benefit of consuming it, and encourage production and consumption and to produce. For the third consecutive time in 2023, the South African Reserve Bank, at the last monetary policy for the year, which took place yesterday, decided to keep the repo rate unchanged at 8.25%. According to Stats SA, annual consumer price inflation climbed to 5.9% in October from 5.4% in September. The South African Reserve Bank Monetary Policy Committee prefers to anchor inflation expectations close to the 4.5% midpoint of its 3 to 6% target range, Fin24 reported. In economic news, we discuss poverty in Namibia, which, according to Oshodonjupa Regional Councillor Bethwell Shaveyonja, has reached a critical point. Stay with us.
Newsprint Namibia is a web offset printing operation that specializes in the printing of newspapers and commercial inserts. We are the leaders in our industry, with the highest quality print work and the shortest turnaround time from computer to print and delivery anywhere in the country daily. Newsprint was established mainly as a newspaper print company, but had to diversify its business to do commercial printing as required in the market. We print commercial inserts previously printed in South Africa in the shortest possible time. We, as an organization, also started printing workbooks for our education system and will also print textbooks for the Namibian market. For more information, please contact print@newsprint.com.
Oshodonjupa Regional Councillor Bethwell Shaveyonja has warned that poverty in Namibia has reached a critical point, highlighting that some mothers have resorted to sending their daughters to visit men in exchange for a meal. The SOPO councillor said Namibia's poverty levels required leaders to put aside their political ideas and ideologies and take hands to uplift Namibians while speaking at the National Council yesterday. Now, he said, should a basic income grant be implemented, there is a need for proper control mechanisms if a basic income grant is introduced to prevent third parties from exploiting it. Landers People's Movement member Harold Kambrunde said on Tuesday that the only way to declare war on poverty is to resurrect BIG and the food bank. He said a life that is not marked by begging for food is a dignified life, and he urged the government to restore the dignity of Namibians by implementing the grant. Let's head to the indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 18.92 next to the US dollar. 20.63 gets you €1 with 23.71 getting you a British pound and 2.64 getting you a Chinese yuan. Selected NSX stock closing prices maintained their value. First Rand Namibia on a solid 50 points. It's looking a little more colorful here. Oryx Properties and Trustco Holdings, while Oryx Properties in the red and local index in the red, Trustco Holdings maintaining its value, overall index in the green, plus 0.11%. Looking at commodities, copper made a downturn of minus 0.05%, whilst gold, platinum and Brent crude oil all managed some upticks, Brent crude oil having the most significant change. The Kenyan president has said his government is ready to privatize 35 state-owned companies. Stay with us.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Tufeni. What are you reading?
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act. In this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The Act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
The Kenyan president has said his government is ready to privatize 35 state-owned companies, which he said were currently functioning inefficiently due to bureaucracy. In a bid to boost productivity, President William Ruto said 100 other firms were also being looked at for possible privatization. Ruto's announcement comes as the country is facing severe economic challenges, including high inflation and rising levels of debt. Last month, the Kenyan government changed the law to make it easier to sell state enterprises to private companies. The IMF recently agreed a loan of close to $1 billion and urged reforms in public sector firms, including the power company and Kenya Airways, which suffered record losses last year. Ghana has declared a 46-day visa-on-arrival regime for visitors from December 1, 2023 to January 15, 2024. The move is part of the Ghana government's ambitious 10-year Beyond the Return campaign, designed to encourage Africans in the diaspora to explore and reconnect with Ghana. The move aligns with the broader goal of positioning Ghana as a premier destination for those of African descent. A statement from the Ministry of Transport emphasized the importance of updating systems to reflect this new agreement and urged those responsible for checking in passengers traveling to Ghana not to insist on entry visas before boarding. Foreign Affairs Minister Ayoko Boshwe recently hinted at Ghana's serious consideration of allowing all Africans and people of African descent in the diaspora to enter the country visa-free. Rwanda, Seychelles, the Gambia and Benin are currently the only African countries offering visa-free entry for all African citizens. We swing over to Indonesia in international news. Indonesia has named the chairman of its anti-graft commission as a suspect in a corruption case, according to police, in a setback to the reputation of an agency set up 2 decades ago after the fall of dictator Suharto. It is the first time the head of the country's anti-corruption body has been accused of the crime it was created to police. Graft remains rampant in the archipelago nation, which ranked 110th out of 180 countries in Transparency International's latest corruption perception index. Police named Indonesian Corruption Eradication Commission Chief Firly Bahuri as a suspect on Wednesday over allegations of extortion and receiving gifts of gratuities in legal dealings with the Agriculture Ministry from 2020 to 2023. Last month, former Indonesian Agriculture Minister Syahrul Yassin Limpo was arrested after a series of accusations, including that he pocketed more than $800,000 in public funds. The allegations against Bahuri are linked to Limpo's case. News from the world of sports follows the break.
It's the Premier League, all on DSTV. All the goals, clashes, and moments. All of Rashford, Salah, and Saka.
Their start is getting better and better and better.
All in HD. Available on all these bouquets to choose from. To watch on all these devices. Get DSTV with an HD decoder, free installation, plus 1 month compact for 1,549 Namibian dollars. It's the Premier League, all on DSTV.
Sport, Youth and National Service Ministry Executive Director Mbuma Haitengela believes the city of Windhoek is targeting them where it hurts. He said this after the municipality switched off the lights at the Independence Stadium on Wednesday, preventing Premiership clubs Orlando Pirates and visiting side Live Fighters from playing while the bill was allegedly already settled. Under pressure, Zimbabwe are back on course in the ICC T20 World Cup qualifying tournament held in Windhoek. The Zimbabweans were heavily criticized for their meek defeat to host Namibia the previous day, but hit back yesterday with a 9-wicket win against Tanzania at the United Field. Lowly ranked Tanzania have never previously played against Test nation Zimbabwe, but recovered somewhat from 55 for 8 to post 96 for 9 in their 20 overs. Joseph Thomas will be joining Namibia Media Holdings' Les Soccer Joe team for the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire in January next year. The soccer-loving Thomas secured his spot through a competition held by NMH. I have never been on a plane before, nor have I ever traveled outside Namibia, and this is a great opportunity for me. Enjoy the trip, Joseph. We're going to head into international sport. South Africa's former Paralympic star Oscar Pistorius, jailed in 2014 for killing his girlfriend Riva Steenkamp, will get another chance for an early release at a parole hearing on Friday. Known as the Blade Runner for his carbon fiber prosthetic legs, Pistorius went from a public hero as a Paralympic champion to a convicted killer in hearings that caught the world's attention a decade ago. The Premier League returns with a bang on Saturday as leaders Manchester City host a Liverpool side who have emerged as the biggest threat to their hopes of a record 4th straight title. City, who are a point clear at the top with almost a third of the season played, tussled for the trophy with Arsenal last season, and the Gunners are again firmly in the mix. But Liverpool, who finished in 5th place last season, 22 points behind Pep Guardiola's team, look much more like the side who went toe-to-toe with City in some epic title races. Everton's players will not let a 10-point deduction by the Premier League affect their performances, striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin said. Everton became the first Premier League club to be deducted points for breaching financial sustainability rules last week. An independent commission imposed an immediate deduction that saw the Merseyside outfit drop to 2nd from bottom from 14th. Stay with NMH at 1. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back shortly.
Hello NMH at 1 viewers, my name is Michael Kayunde. I'm back on your TV screens to give you guys a lowdown of the events that are taking place in and around the country this weekend on this weekend Gig Guide segment. To start with, you can catch that is chill sessions tonight on Namibian Sun's Facebook page at 1900 hours. That's the show where I get to take you in and around the country, counting down the trending music videos in the country for the week. Moving along with other events you can still expect to check out this weekend, you can expect to check out that is the 5th edition of the Katutura Fashion Week, which is taking place today and as well as tomorrow at that is FNCC from 1700 hours until midnight. 1700 hours and 1800 hours, that is the red carpet time, and then the actual runway shows start at 1900 hours. So if you are a fan of Namibian fashion, specifically from Katutura, make sure that you go out there and support the course. Another event you can expect this weekend is, of course, that is the Restoration Concert, which is taking place tomorrow at Dr. Hage Geingob Stadiums. You can expect a lot of performances by top Namibian gospel artists such as Dinaf, Maranatha, Manda Gabriel, and many more. And you can also expect a performance by that is the Joyous Celebration at that event. They will be highlighting or rather headlining that event. Another event you can expect to catch this weekend is Hovember, which is set to take place tomorrow at Palm Tree Park. That is the event where it is specifically curated for safe spaces for women as well as the queer community, hosted by a lioness. Make sure you go out there and support the cause. Tickets are available through My eTicket. The early bets are going for $150 and for $100, sorry, and at the gate is $150. That's all I had for you for today. Make sure you go out there and support these events. From me, Michael, until next time, it's goodbye.
Thank you for staying with NMH at 1. Have a wonderful weekend. It's raining in Windhoek. Get cozy. Stay safe. See you next week.
you.